Good evening and welcome to the show. We are so glad to have you back with us. I have an exciting show for you this evening, and I have wonderful guests. But I'm going to start off with the guests, and we're talking about a charter school. So you're going to be asking questions of what is this charter school stuff? But I have the executive director of the charter school, and her name is Sable Merendi. And Sable, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm glad to have you here. And I have, just to start off, I have a lot of questions for you, of course.
Yes.
Okay, so we're talking about Pahrump Valley Academy. Pahrump Valley Academy, what is that all about? Tell me something so that our audience will know what PVA, Pahrump Valley Academy, is all about.
So PVA is a publicly funded, privately run charter school. It is a college preparatory school, and we are seeking authorization to open September 2020 in Pahrump.
So this is a brand new charter school. It's going to be opening, and I like what you said about college prep, but if you're going to start on college prep, are you starting with high school students?
No, we are starting with K-5.
K-5 for college prep?
Yes.
How can that work?
Well, the cognitive building blocks of college prep really do begin in kindergarten, where independent learning and strongest literacy blocks are funded. And fundamentally, they are established in the cognition of the child.
So you're saying that if you start off very early, teaching them about what they're really going to need later on?
College preparatory is more than the content that the child learns.
Okay.
It's also, the child has to learn the art and skill of independent learning. Because at the college level, that child walks into every class and is handed a piece of paper, and has a schedule, and what the child, at that point, the young adult needs to learn. So he or she is on his own or her own. So we need to prepare that child for that schedule. The child needs to learn how to go and seek the knowledge on his own, on her own, and how to schedule their time.
But you're saying at kindergarten, we're going to start teaching children these techniques?
These skills, yes. We are also going to teach them purposely learning at different levels.
Okay.
So it won't, for example, as an example, learning to summarize is a learning skill, but it's not the only one.
And when you say learning to summarize, I know some of our audience understand that completely, but there may be others that may not understand what you mean by learning to summarize.
So learning to summarize, which is very, very commonly practiced in our schools, is a very, is a shallower learning skill on the depth of knowledge level. It's something that by third grade, it should already be mastered, and we need to really go beyond it. It's not something that we need to be emphasizing beyond third grade. There are deeper levels of acquiring knowledge we need to be practicing beyond.
You know, when you said that, and I'm looking at this and we're talking about third grade. Now, learning to summarize, and the reason I picked up on that is I learned that in college.
Yes.
And I said, if I had learned this sooner, it would have helped me so much more. But I learned it at the college level, and that's when I started to perfect it. But I wish I'd learned it in high school or before high school.
That.
And here we are talking about by third grade. These kids are going to be so far ahead of the rest of us, it's going to be phenomenal.
When I was in college, I remember many of us, when told to analyze, we would look at the professor. What exactly are you talking about? I just summarized it. So our students by 7th grade need to know the difference between the different forms and manners of acquiring knowledge. Whether it is summarizing, analysis, synthesis, or the many forms of acquiring knowledge and then internalizing it, they need to know it purposely. They need to know it.
You know, I like this. Now, I have to go back. Let's back up a little. You're the executive director for
Yes.
PVA.
Yes.
The executive director, and you're looking at starting this charter school, college preparatory charter school in Pahrump.
Yes.
And what about students? How are you getting students? Do you have any parents that are saying, I want my child to go there? Are you having trouble finding students? What is the situation?
We have had no trouble finding students.
None, okay.
No. We have had a surplus of demand.
Okay.
And
now, is this from the parents or grandparents, or how are you getting this?
It's a combination. We have had parents, grandparents, older siblings, aunts, uncles.
Oh, fantastic.
We have had all family members. And I want to emphasize one thing. When we say Pahrump, this is my home also.
Okay.
This is my home. I'm an educator, and I don't have children, but what I can contribute to the field of education, I want to do in my home. If I were a carpenter, I would want to carve wood in Pahrump.
Okay.
I'm an educator. I want to contribute in the field of education. My passion, my home.
Now, I have to ask this question. Now, what about competing with Nye County School District? Is there any competition?
I don't see it as competition.
Okay.
As I said before, I'm an educator. This is my home. And if tomorrow or any time I am told I can do something that would be a contribution to Nye County School District, I'm there.
Okay.
I'm an educator. This is my home.
Working together to educate our students.
These are our children.
Yes.
Those of us who are going to spend our golden years in Pahrump need to roll up our sleeves. We need to do what we can. In my case, it's education.
Okay.
We need to do it here in our home.
About how many students you're going to start with? Now, you said K through what?
Year 1, we are starting K-5.
K through 5, so kindergarten through 5th grade. And about how many students will you start with?
Approximately 200.
Okay.
We need to start small because we need to give that individual attention required to make certain the literacy levels will come to grade level and above in the case of every single one of the students for whom we are accepting responsibility.
So the parents or whoever is going to make application for this coming school year?
Yes.
And the students will then start. What do they need to do as far as making application?
At this time?
At this time.
They are filling out intent to apply.
Okay.
They are letting us know that they have the intention to apply.
Okay.
That's what they're doing, and that's what they have done. They go to our website, and they fill out the form that is intent to apply. They can reach our website, PahrumpValleyAcademy.org, or through our Facebook. They can go to our website through our Facebook as well.
And the website again is what?
PahrumpValleyAcademy.org.
Okay. And the application is there. Intent to apply.
Yes,
Okay.
intent to apply.
Okay. Now, what is the cost for this?
There is no cost. No charter school is allowed. No charter school can ask a parent, an applicant, for any fee or set forth any condition. No charter school can. Charter schools operate on public funds. That means they are open to all community members as long as there are seats available.
Now, let me back up. Now, you have private charter schools and public charter schools, is that correct?
This is a publicly funded charter
this is
school.
a public charter school.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the private schools, they can charge.
Private schools.
Yeah.
I don't have enough knowledge
Okay.
to even speak about a private school. I have never been a private school teacher. I'm not knowledgeable in private school education.
I think some of our audience may be confused at times and may think, look, there's a school that charges funds. Maybe it's a church school or something else, and those would be private schools.
Those
but
are.
This is a public funded charter school?
Charter schools.
So there's no cost?
Charter schools are public schools.
Okay, well, that makes sense, and people need to know that.
Charter schools are public schools. They are simply privately run, privately operated under the supervision of the same government that funds them.
You know, we have so much that we're going to be talking about, and of course, we're running out of time already for this first segment, and we still have many things that we need to cover that our audience needs to know about Pahrump Valley Academy. This is something that everybody's going to be looking forward to, everybody's excited about, and we're so glad that you're bringing this to our community.
Thank you.
So, look, please, as I always say, take notes. Be sure to call Sable and let her know, look, I'm interested. You can talk to her on the Facebook page. You can talk to her through the website, but come back and join us because we've got a lot more information.
Thank you.